Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday. Happy Friday. I know you guys are excited, even though you did have a nice long 3-day week. But I wanted to talk about our first essay, which is due on the rough draft is due on Friday, of course. So we're going to be really paying attention to that. And then the week following, I believe, let me just make sure of this. Um, yes, so week 3, yeah, so Friday, your rough draft is due. And then the following week, we are going to have a peer review workshop on that Monday, September 20th for your rough draft essay. So let me get back to this essay here. So just make sure you check the syllabus and all the dates that you need to get things done. We're going to be working on summaries on Monday for your essay and developing summaries. But first, I want to go over what this essay is. And this is the prompt. I uploaded this today on the website. I want you guys to kind of think and brainstorm what you want to write about for the coming essay. So we're going to be writing a narrative, that's what we have been reading the last couple of weeks. Of course, they have been fiction narratives, not nonfiction. You will be writing nonfiction, which means that it is something that has actually happened. It's not, and you are the character or someone else is the character that someone that is real. So that's what makes this a little bit different from the narratives that we read this past week. But the prompt for this essay is going to be to share a narrative about a challenge that you or someone you know has experienced, and whether they overcame this challenge or not. It's okay to not overcome the challenge. Sometimes those make for really good stories. They make for really sad stories, but for really good stories. What perspective has this given you that is unique? Okay, so, this is giving you something to have perspective on. One thing that I want you to think about is explain how you see this challenge perpetuated in society today and use one source to provide context. And we're just doing that because I want you guys to learn how to use sources, and this is just a kind of a beginner's way of using them properly. But when I say explain how this challenge has been perpetuated in society, I mean you want to pick something that has happened in your life or someone else's life that you see as an issue in society today, as still playing out in society in some way. And you might want to provide context for this by maybe using statistics. For example, if you have dyslexia and you want to talk about how you sort of overcame your dyslexia through the educational system or through a tutor or someone in your life, you might want to talk about statistics of students that have dyslexia. Or you might want to talk about the way that public school system has failed those with learning disabilities by using a source for that context. Well, you don't have to do a lot of research on this. This is mostly a narrative essay, but we want to just provide a little bit of context for our readers by adding in some research, just a little bit of research. This essay needs to be written in MLA or APA format. So if you know your major and they use the APA format in your major, you may use APA. Everybody else, if you don't know your major or you are going to be using MLA in your major, use MLA. If you have any questions about that, you can talk to me. Your paper needs to be 4 to 5 pages in length. You need to follow all of this criteria. Your name, your section number, the date, my name. Make sure that the formatting of this is correct. You can go to Purdue OWL, the Purdue OWL website, to make sure that you are putting your name and everything in the correct format, okay? A lot of you have been putting just your names on your papers, and we need to really start getting into the swing of properly formatting every paper and every homework assignment, okay? So it needs to be double spaced, no single spaced. This needs to be done right, okay? First time around. 12-point font, and it needs to be in New Times Roman or Calibri. So nothing else but these two fonts, nothing else. And it needs to be 12 points. clear thesis statement. So your thesis statement in this is not necessarily arguable, okay? Most thesis statements are, especially in persuasive writing, but this one is going to be more along the lines of this. Now, this is very basic. I want you guys to be a little bit more creative than this, but this is sort of what I mean. This narrative essay, this is about a challenge that I faced in overcoming my dyslexia in the public school system. So something like that. So you need to have a clear thesis statement, an introduction with that thesis statement in it, as well as a conclusion at the end that sort of sums everything up, your story up, and kind of gives perspective to it. And that's kind of probably where you will share more of your perspective, is sort of at the conclusion. Body examples as evidence for a thesis, at least 3 paragraphs, but do not let the paragraph count construct your writing. Okay, so you're going to need more than 3 paragraphs for sure to get to 4 to 5 pages. Yeah, so by body and examples, you want to show different scenes in your life where this challenge was faced. I want to be able to really sense, we're going to talk about specific imagery, mix of summary setup of essay and flow of essay is another thing we're going to be looking at. But we want to really be able to sense and be in the scene with you or with the other person. If you're writing about another person, you really want to make sure that you have been in the room with them as they have been experiencing some of these things. Otherwise, it won't really come across on the page, right? So you want to be able, if you do use another person, it's probably going to be more immersive to have for you to write your own experience, okay? So if you can possibly come up with something in your own life that has been a challenge, and if you have a question, even with me about that, your topic, you're certainly welcome to share that with me, and I can help you bounce some ideas off of that. And you also want to pay attention to your grammar, spelling, sentence, and paragraph structure. So that is going to be more, you don't need to worry about that so much for your rough draft. We're really going to be more or less fleshing things out, getting your scenes together that you want to use, and that kind of thing in order to, for your rough draft that is due on Friday. So, I really want you to be working your ideas. That's what I really want to see in your rough draft, is you really getting your ideas and your imagery and your scenes and all of that down on paper. And then, when you have your peer review workshop, your peers can come in and help you clean that up and help you shape it a little bit more and help you figure out what you still need. Yeah. And then, of course, your final essay or your final draft will be due a week after your rough draft is due. Yeah, so if you have any questions, certainly come talk to me or email me. I'm not usually on campus except when I teach, but we can do a Zoom call. I also really, really encourage you to go to the Writing Center as well. That is a really great resource for you guys, and it's right there on campus. So please make use of that Writing Center. But I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.